suite to ship's elite. Come explore the world in style with me on Luxury Cruising, the podcast.
And now a word from our sponsor. Here at Luxury Cruising, we love the finer things in life. There's nothing finer and more luxurious than being coached by Bev Aron. Bev Aron Coaching is luxury coaching. At Bev Aron Coaching, you get coached only by Bev. It's intimate, it's personal, it's deep. Are you starting a business? Growing your business? Looking for a husband? Looking to improve the relationship with the husband you have? Do you want to lose weight or accept your body exactly the way it is? And anything else. If you want to up-level your life in the most luxurious and supported way, Bev Aron Coaching is for you. Find her at bevaron.com. Welcome to Luxury Cruising. I am so excited to have Bev Aron from Bev Aron Coaching here to talk to us today about her Emerald River Cruise. Bev Aron Coaching is the exclusive sponsor of this podcast right now, and I am so grateful for her sponsorship and her support. And with that, I will pass it to Bev and just tell the audience anything you want them to know about you.
Thank you so much, Krystal. Well, firstly, I'm so thrilled to be here with you. I was with you when you came up with the idea for this podcast, so it's so fun to see you actually making it happen. I have been a life coach for the past 14 years, and I specialize in exclusive coaching packages for people who want the very best.
Absolutely. Luxury coaching on Luxury Cruising podcast.
Yeah, that is what we do.
So tell us about this. Tell us about your Emerald Cruise. Was there anything special? Were you looking for luxury? Give us some background.
Yes. So my 30th anniversary was coming up, and my husband and I realized with 4 children that we had not taken a trip specifically for us that wasn't connected to work or to the children. And we decided we wanted to do something really special for ourselves. We wanted to go somewhere we'd both never been before. And we are kosher in how we eat. We're Jewish and we're kosher. And so usually when we travel to beautiful places, we eat only vegan or vegetarian food. And so that's always sort of like a little sticking point for us.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my sister-in-law about it, and she told me there's a company called Kosher River Cruises who partner with luxury lines and offer exclusively kosher cruises.
Beautiful.
On the typical luxury lines with their crew and their beautiful yachts. So I immediately went online, and all it took was a video of the Emerald Azura, which is the yacht that we're using for Costa Rica and Panama. And that was it. I watched it, I think, 10 times in a row. And that was it.
It's like sold.
Sold. Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Tell us about the ship.
Okay, so it's a yacht that serves 100 people. It's very sleek and white and gorgeous, and all the suites are spacious with your own beautiful little balcony, and there's a gorgeous pool, and there's a hot tub, and it just looks very gleaming.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's very spacious. The carpets are very soft, and the mirrors are always gleaming, and everything's just polished. There's always people vacuuming and punching, and there's comfortable indoor areas. There's gorgeous outdoor areas to sit and to eat and to relax. It's just wherever you want to be, there's always a very comfortable place to be. There's bars all over, cappuccino all over.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it's gleaming, so is it more sort of like modern elegance, or would you think of it more as like traditional? Like, because when I think of traditional elegance, I think of like the wood.
Yeah, no, this is not that. This is modern. Yes, modern, minimalist, simplicity, elegance.
Amazing, amazing. So other than, being really spacious, was there anything luxurious about the stateroom?
So the stateroom, all the chairs were very comfy, huge windows. Wherever you were, it was just windows to see the ocean. And what felt very luxurious, we just happened to be lucky. We signed up for this trip, it was waitlisted, and then they added a second one. So although it can accommodate 100, there were 35 on us with full crew because they were going back from Costa Rica to Panama. So it was very spacious. Wherever you sat, whatever chair, just felt very comfortable. And there was a bar with really fun bartender making whatever drinks you wanted, and cappuccino machine if you wanted that. So I haven't been on cruises before, so I can't compare. It just felt like a very, very a lounge where you wanted to be.
Yeah, like plush seating and just the perfect atmosphere. And so on this ship that usually has 100 people, there were only 35.
There were 35 of us. I think there was way more crew than people, and the crew were amazing. I believe it was the sort of the cream of the cream because we spent a lot of time talking to them because they had time.
Yeah.
They're from all over the world, which I think is not typical, but the conditions, as I understand it, Emerald they get paid way more, and their working conditions, I think they're sort of double pay for half the amount of hours. So they were just really happy and felt privileged to be there, and so fun to talk to and spend time with.
Yeah. And, when you get a crew like that, like their whole philosophy, like they know it's really important to cater to the guests and service. Like for me, that's one of the things I think of the most of when I think of as luxury is like really good service, personalized service that isn't like in your face.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. I think a place that is luxurious but feels very anonymous. We stayed at 2 hotels on either end, also high-end luxury. The one was very small and very personalized. They knew us. They would be following on their cart and not offer to pick us up. They knew where we lived. The other's very big and busy. And for me, that doesn't feel like luxury, even though the place is luxurious. But here, for example, my husband and I like to always sit outside to eat, even if it's very hot. Most people didn't. So there would be always our place set for us. The minute I sat down, there was the exact coffee I like to eat. There was the exact drinks. We didn't have to say a word.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. The crew get to know you so well. And, you come in and they call you by name and they have your specific drink. And, it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
It really is. It's very easy, I think, to feel very relaxed when you know every need is going to be taken care of. Every request is going to be a yes. You're not going to have to sort of fight or beg or maneuver for anything.
Yeah. So tell us about the food, because you specifically were looking for this because you wanted a cruise that was all of the food was kosher. Like you were really confident that you didn't have to worry about anything. So tell us, because we were talking earlier that when I think of kosher food, I don't really think of luxury.
Right.
So tell us about the food.
Yeah. I mean, kosher food is come a long way. Since I know you said you grew up in the 80s, there's gourmet kosher wherever you go. You can go. This cruise line actually is going to Antarctica next year.
Wow.
So what happens is big undertaking. They have to move in and change the whole kitchen around. They have to have their Kosher River Cruises has to bring in their own chef, their own staff, and people overseeing it to make sure that everything's done. So I believe it's not the typical menu, but lavish buffets every time, tons and tons of choice, meats and vegetarians, and beautiful salads, fresh every time. And I understood that they get their supplies for the 7 days when they leave, because we don't really stop anywhere that's big because it's such a small yacht that you don't go to any of the ports. We go to tiny private beaches and stuff like that. And so I kept expecting the food to get old or repetitive or the salads to look wilted, but not at all. Every time, just beautiful, colorful, healthy, or decadent if you wanted. And one of the things of this cruise is we would go to private beaches, secluded beaches that, certainly ships can't go to, and other people couldn't go when we went. And we would arrive there, and then we've gone and set up with tables with all the drinks and the snacks for us, and just gorgeous, fresh coconuts waiting for us, chaise lounges, all the toys, all the water toys.
Yeah.
just waiting. Or we would arrive back in the Zodiac. And as you come off, they're offering you, a truffle or a freezing cold freezy if it's very hot. So it was just very sort of elegantly done to meet the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So even off the ship, it wasn't just, do you remember what were some of the like ports and beaches that you went to?
So I was actually, I'm trying to look at the itinerary just before, but they don't seem to be offering it, neither Kosher River Cruises nor Emerald. But the beaches they weren't ports. We didn't go to any ports. We went to just private secluded beaches. I don't even know if they had names. Most of the time there was no one there but us, or it would be a nature reserve and there might be a small store or a small bar, because I guess other days people come there. But the idea was sort of Costa Rica and Panama unexplored.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds gorgeous. Right. So like instead of like pulling into this giant berth where there might be like 4 other ships and, 10,000 people, it's just you and 35 of your closest friends hanging out at this beach.
Yeah. Much of the time, Krystal, you could walk all the way around the yacht and not see another boat.
Wow. That's amazing.
It was amazing. We stopped also at we went for an amazing nature walk at some kind of nature, but I can't remember what that was called either. Sorry.
So, and on the ship, was there like, I'm just wondering, was there entertainment or what did you do in the evenings?
So we had some interesting lectures, which were brought on by Kosher River Cruises. So they would have a flavor of explaining Jewish history in Costa Rica and in Panama. He was a professor from Costa Rica, University of Costa Rica. Amazing man. So we had some interesting lectures with slides. There was a rabbi also giving some interesting lectures. And then the crew were very talented. So we had them as well. So one of the sort of person who ran the activities had graduated from, it's not Juilliard. He had trained in musical theatre in London, like with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah.
So we had evenings of singing and theatre and dance, and then we had karaoke, kind of fun nights. So quite casual because there were so few of us. So everything was sort of very casual and come as you are, come if you want to, no need to dress up. That was pretty much the extent of it was a movie one night. Not enormous amount of entertainment, I would say.
Yeah, more low key, not these like big giant production shows with like, pyrographics or whatever it is. Fireworks and drones and not any of that. It was more, relaxed.
Yeah. I don't think this kind of cruise attracted people who wanted that. For me, the entertainment was being outside. Just watching in the sun, the whales.
The whales, did you say?
Dolphins, yeah. Swimming with that.
That's amazing. Yeah. And just to relax, like this, it seems like this was really just a great ship and opportunity to relax. And I love like the nature and seeing, if you wanted in the evening to, like you said, like interact with the crew and do karaoke or just probably go back to your room and read and relax.
Yeah. The room was comfortable. The other thing that I discovered when you're in such luxury both physically but also the way you're taken care of, is it's so easy to just love the person you're with. I mean, I do love my husband for sure. We've been married for 30 years, but it was so interesting to me to observe how easy it was to just always like see him in this favorable, rosy, lovely light, because it's such an abundant place, which is just interesting to me.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic because, you're generally happy. People are generally happy. And so, you can just decide, like, we're just not going to nitpick. Every vacation has its ups and downs. It's like, we're just not going to nitpick. And when everything is taken care of for you.
Yes.
Speaking of which, and just going back a little bit, I know some of the lines actually take care of like your transportation and your transfers. Did they do anything for you for that? Or did you have to get yourself to wherever you embarked?
So you could have signed up for a night before, a night after, and some touring, and then it was from the airport to the port. But we decided to extend, and we wanted to spend a few days in Costa Rica in the beginning, Panama in the end. So they put us in touch with a travel agent who took care of us beautifully on the Costa Rica side. On the Panama side, we just took care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine and easy.
Amazing. Amazing. And so, is there just like one dining room, or do they have like specialty dining? Everybody eats together.
Yeah. One dining room. They don't seat you. It's on our cruise. So there's tables of 4, tables of 2, indoor, outdoor, and everybody eats together. So there was only 35 of us and like one seating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing food.
Delicious food.
So if you had to pick the most luxurious aspect of the trip, what do you think it would be?
Oh, that's tough. And this just I think I'm gonna say the service.
Yeah.
I mean, you just couldn't walk anywhere without seeing crews scurrying around, making your bed, making it for the second time, for the third time, cleaning, greeting you, offering you something, cooking something fun up, giving a joke. I think that probably was the most luxurious part of it for me. I don't think I've experienced that anywhere else, that level.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Stepping back from this particular cruise, how do you define luxury?
Yeah, that's interesting because I don't, luxury sort of travel or luxury living is not what I would say how we live in general or even aspire to. Probably if I think of, my varied experiences, luxury and not, again, I think I'm going to go to the level of service and attention that I know I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be in a luxury place and they just keep saying yes and it will become a game, whether it's the cruise or the hotel. I want to find the limit. So I just keep asking for things. And we stayed recently it was actually in a luxury Airbnb in Puerto Vallarta, and the property manager could not do enough for us. The place very luxurious, very beautiful. But he defined the luxury for me, and I just kept asking him for more and more outrageous things. And on our last day, my daughter wanted one of the coconuts, that had the straw in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole coconut to sip the water. So we went on the beach, and by the time we had to leave, they hadn't arrived yet, people who sell them. So I called him up. I go, could you get one for us? He's like, yeah, we have the whatever upstairs in the bar. We want the full coconut with the straw. We don't want something from a bottle. So 10 minutes before our transfer is about to arrive, he walks in, he's carrying a wagon, and he has 4 coconuts for us.
Yep.
With a straw, freshly cut.
Amazing.
That feels like luxury to me.
Yeah. It's almost like luxury is, all of your wishes are coming true, right?
Yes.
Help all my wishes come true.
That is exactly right. That probably is how I would define it. Yeah.
And I think it's important what you said. It's like you can have a luxury vacation and it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't mean that every vacation has to be luxurious. Like this was a special occasion and you went all out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the fact that you watched the video, you were like, done.
Oh my gosh, yes. I as you know about me, Krystal, I'm very intuitive. I make decisions intuitively. And as I'm watching it, I'm just like, I know this is exactly everything they're showing me is real, and it's just going to be like made for me.
Yeah,
so fun. Yeah.
Any other luxury travel plans, cruise or otherwise?
That's interesting, actually, because the same company is doing Vietnam and Cambodia on a riverboat in the summer. Next summer of 2025. And that is what you were talking about, traditional elegance, wood paneling, very luxurious, all suites. And we're thinking about that. That's going to be much more of a cultural trip. Apparently, you go up and you learn about the culture. So that's the one option. The other is Antarctic, which my husband has always wanted to go to. So those are the ones that we're considering. Yeah. Nothing is planned yet. We do have quite a bit of travel planned, but none of it would be what we would call luxury. Very nice. But yeah.
Those are definitely two luxury, the two like bucket list trips for me. And the key about the Antarctica, I would say, is it's really important to go to Antarctica on a small ship, because if you go on too large of a ship, you actually can't get off the boat. They don't allow people to debark above a certain number of guests.
Interesting. I think this was 40 maybe. It's very small.
So you may actually be able to get off and step on the continent. You want to check with them, as opposed to other larger ships that say they go to Antarctica. You're really just sailing by.
Oh no, that would be an absolute no.
Yeah. So something to double check.
Good.
Before you decide. And yeah, like that's on mine too. Like Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. I think that's the Mekong River.
Yes, that's it. Mekong River cruise. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think there's some biking. Yeah. And you feel with cruising, I wouldn't want to do it if it wasn't luxury. I have no interest in, huge mass market cruises. That just makes me feel very unexcited.
Yeah. And especially after you've had this experience where it's a small group, and hopefully you find other interesting. The other thing too I love about cruising is there's other people with you tend to find people with similar interests that also want to hear about the area. They want to know what the cultural history, what the history is. They want to learn about the culture. I do my fair share of mass market cruising as well, especially with kids. I think that's, a benefit. That's one of the benefits of the bigger ships has worked for kids. But even there, like I can usually find someone who is also interested in travel or, talking about cruising. And that's one of the things I love about cruising.
Yes, it's true. Well, you're so good at that, Krystal. You just find people to get to know, make friends with. But yeah, it is part of the fun of it.
Well, awesome. And the next one will also be through Kosher Cruising.
Yes, because now that's what we want to do. We just want to know that it's part of the being taken care of.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Food is taken care of for us. So yeah. So that will be the only one. There are other companies that do kosher cruises, but it's more in the mass market ships, and then you have your own little private section. So this just feels much more.
Yes. Instead of being like hurried over to like one little area, then it's just the whole ship. The whole ship is yours.
Oh my.
Yeah. And also then that's the same thing. Like you're with other people where this is important to them.
Yes.
Right? This is an important part of their life, important enough that they would take the time and the energy and the expense to be on this type of trip.
Yes. And everyone's just so relaxed because everyone's needs are being taken care of.
Yeah.
Very conducive to just getting to know people in such a lovely way.
Amazing. Well, this has been so awesome. Do you want to tell people about Bev Aron coaching?
Oh, sure. I will. So, we talk about luxury today. I'm going to talk about my luxury, my private coaching, it's really for people who have already done some work, some personal growth work, who are open to it, who love it. Maybe you've done therapy and you just know that you haven't touched the core of what you need to uncover in order to be your very best, most vibrant self. And that's what we do. We have fairly intense packages. It's generally by referral only. So you would have to say you were referred by Krystal of Luxury Cruising. And then if it's a fit, we dive deep. We do work in a way that's deeply healing and deeply safe. And also, if I'm not the right person, I have trained over 100 amazing coaches.
Me included.
Like Krystal, who I can connect you with.
Yeah. Can't endorse Bev for coaching, teaching, all the things. more. So if anybody listening feels like they really are ready to dive beneath the surface for coaching and self-development, Bev Aron Coaching. We'll put the link in the show notes.
Love it. Thanks, Krystal.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Luxury Cruising. If you have a luxury cruising experience you'd like to share, please email me at luxurycruisingpodcast@gmail.com. That's luxurycruisingpodcast, all one word, @gmail.com.